Coming up this week, in addition to what we're playing and our latest developer shoutout, we'll talk about our favorite moments from the Game Awards.
Weren't we going to do a separate video for that?
We were, but we kind of didn't have time, so we're doing it as part of this video. And if you hadn't said anything, nobody would have realized.
You. Oops. Cue the music?
Cue the music. Greetings, fellow gamers, and welcome to the Silent Majority Gamers video podcast, where we provide the latest news and information in video games without all the negativity and hate. This is episode number 19. I'm Limey Geek.
And I'm Insomniac Matt, or at least that's what my wife sews into my underwear.
We are so happy that you're here with us this week. We have a lot to talk about this week with the Game Awards.
Yep.
We were going to do a separate show with all our impressions and reactions, but that just kind of didn't work out. So we're going to cover everything from the Game Awards as part of this video a little later. But we are going to start, as always, with what we're playing. So, Matt, this week, what have you been up to?
Oh, a whole big fat pile of Red Dead is really. I'm shuffling between two games mostly at this point in time, and that is Red Dead and Divinity: Original Sin 2.
Yep.
With a little bit of NHL snuck in the middle. Thank you, EA Access, for my free NHL 18, because the new one's out now, so the other one's on the vault. And I love me some NHL. So Red Dead, Divinity, and NHL have been taking up most of my time.
Yeah, we've been still continuing to do Divinity: Original Sin 2 in our co-op sessions.
Yeah, we're only, 110 hours into it now?
It's crazy. I love the game. It's great. But we have a whole bunch of other games backing up in the queue that we'd like to get to. So we just got to push through.
Yeah.
I was thinking, man, if we took a day and just played it, and I'm like, but that might not even be enough.
Right.
One day might not even have to finish it.
Another 8 hours.
We are close, but in a 120-hour game, close is a relative term. I guess.
No kidding, right?
So yeah, I've been playing that, and that's if you're on NHL, right?
Yeah, and you showed a nice little gaming clip last week of you sharing some team killing for Call of Duty. So what I wanted to do is show you just a real quick clip of NHL, which I would personally entitle, I think the goalies are overpowered. OP goalies.
That puck hit him on the way to the net. The Steelhead skated up on the side. With a shot. Save! Puck covered, whistle blown.
You can't deliver the puck much better than that, but the goalie says no chance. That's an excellent save.
So yes, that was me doing a double gainer half swan dive over the goalie. So that was, cool. I'm not sure how that happened, but it did. What about you?
Well, I tried to broaden my horizons a little bit this week. But was only partly successful because I played not one, not two, but 3 different turn-based games. I like turn-based strategy games, and this week just happened to be a week where I got to play 3 of them. In addition to Divinity that we've been playing, I also got to try out Into the Breach.
Okay.
Which is an indie game. It's by the same studio that did FTL a few years ago. If you played that, it was a very cool ship simulator type thing. Into the Breach is their latest game. It's kind of got that 16-bit look to it, but it's a turn-based strategy, turn-based combat game, and a lot of fun. Fairly simple mechanics. People have likened it to chess, where you're sort of trying to plan a couple of moves ahead and plan what abilities your units have that can counter the abilities of the enemy, and try and sort of plan where things are going to be and how to best strategically use your abilities and stuff. So it's kind of cool. Played that a little bit.
But is it good enough to win an award at the Video Game Awards?
Well, funnily enough, yes, it is. because it did win an award at the Game Awards this week, and I cannot remember what the Wii Award was.
I teed that one up pretty
Yeah,
good.
I know you did, and I meant to look this up ahead of time. My apologies. It did win an award. You know what? Now I've got to look that up. The strategy game.
Best strategy game.
So it won Best Strategy Game at the Game Awards this week.
Really?
So there you go. So, funnily enough, I'd actually ended up trying it before the Game Awards. It wasn't as a result of that. It happened to be on sale on Steam, and it'd been on my wish list for a while, so I picked it up, and then it won the awards. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, as soon as they announced the nominees, and I saw that, I'm like, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, there were a lot of games on there that we had not heard of. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that was pretty cool. And then another game I've been playing significantly more of that is also a turn-based combat is Mutant Year Zero Road to Eden, which is quite a mouthful, but
That's quite the title.
yes, Mutant Year Zero, subtitle Road to Eden. So this is a turn-based combat, but also mixed with real-time exploration. So
Okay.
you're walking around and exploring the world and the different areas of the map, and then it switches to turn-based once you get into combat.
So it sounds like XCOM.
It is very similar to XCOM, and the combat reminds me of XCOM a lot. Complete even with the Overwatch mechanic and the reloading, and so it scratches that itch very very much.
Nice.
I love the XCOM.
Oh, they're
games.
fantastic games. Yeah.
But with this one, they have done a lot more to bring a real focused story and narrative to it.
Okay.
I was reading an article that was where they interviewed the devs, and they were talking about the game, and they wanted to originally make a much bigger sort of open world, go anywhere, do anything type of game, and also have the same permadeath that XCOM has,
okay,
where
okay.
you get attached to your soldiers, and then they die, and then they're gone permanently, and you have to train up somebody else. But they're a smaller team. This isn't a AAA title. They're a smaller team, and they realized that was going to be too much game for them to put together. So what they did instead was go with a more focused narrative. So you have the same characters,
Right.
and you do get attached to them, but you get to know them. They have very distinct personalities, but it allows them also to really dig into the lore of the world and really tell a really interesting and detailed story.
Okay.
And the story is really cool. Like, I'm wanting to find out what's happening next, right? So the game is actually based off of a tabletop RPG game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
called Mutant, I think. Great game. Highly recommend it if you like XCOM and that type of thing. For sure, I would check that one out.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
I put a number of hours into that this week.
Nice.
And then another game I tried, although only briefly. This was a suggestion from someone who left a comment on one of our videos. Shout out to Corey. I went ahead and took a look at Insurgency Sandstorm. So this is, I believe, the second game in the series.
Right.
And it's a first-person shooter, but much more of a tactical and leans more towards the realistic side of things than something like a Call of Duty, which would be more arcade
Right.
style,
Yeah.
right? So the game is coming out, I believe it's next week. I think it was December 12th. And they had an open beta this weekend.
Yes.
So I was able to jump in and play the game for free to try it out. And the first thing I realized is my mouse and keyboard game is weak. Very weak.
Not been keeping up, have you?
Oh my goodness. And it was amazing because I was thinking, I used to play mouse and keyboard, like in the early...
Unreal Tournament.
Unreal Tournament, the Unreal games that we played, like even back as far as Doom and those kind of things, it was mouse and keyboard. And now I suck with a mouse and keyboard. I'm too used to playing on console and don't play it enough that way. So part of the issue was me fighting the controls and my own ineptitude. So I fully admit that.
Yeah.
But the game it wasn't bad. You know, I kind of like the feel of it. It is a slower, more tactical pace to the game. They're going more for realism. Like the guns have a tremendous amount of recoil.
Yeah,
like
oh,
you really
okay.
have to focus. Like you can't just
Almost
hold
like
down the trigger.
like a Rainbow Six or...
Yeah, something like that. I mean, it reminded me a bit of Battlefield, but it even more realistic than that. Like the guns really have a very real weight to them.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool though. In one part, I was able to call in a chopper support on an area, and so that comes in, and that was even better than calling in a score streak in Call of
Call of
Duty.
Duty,
That was kind of cool. So I like that. It's leaning towards more the sim end of things, but still very accessible. Like I was able to get into it and play it fairly easy. Like I said, my biggest issue was my inability to play with a mouse and keyboard. Now the game is coming out on PC next week, but they do have a console release slated for sometime in 2019. They haven't said when yet, so I may, I think maybe we'll take another look at it when the console version comes out.
Yeah.
Worth a look. We'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Forward.
For sure. Thanks, Corey.
All right, so in the news for this week, the big gaming news, of course, was the Game Awards show that was on this week. This is put on every year. I must admit, I haven't watched them most years. The early going, they didn't have a great reputation. Mm-hmm. But the show has been getting better and better each year, and after watching this year's all the way through, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really great presentation. We're not going to go through and recap all the winners here. You can Google that. There's plenty of other places. If you just want a list of winners, you can go find that. But I thought we would go through and mention some of our favorite moments and stuff that we really liked from the show. It was 3 hours all told. If you include the pre-show, it was 8:30 to 11:30. So it was a good 3 hours long. So I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't watch the whole thing. But in addition to giving away some great awards, they had a ton of reveal trailers and announcements and updates and that kind of thing going. So one thing I really liked, though, was the whole theme and philosophy of the show was really about celebrating video games, celebrating the industry and the community, and I really love that. It kind of reminds me of what we're trying to do here.
What a great idea!
to sort of put aside the fighting and the competition even between companies and between gamers, and just come together and celebrate the industry as a whole coming together and celebrating the gaming industry. One of my favorite moments was right at the beginning of the show where they had Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, and Reggie
yes,
all on stage together. So
that was very cool.
The heads of Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, and Nintendo on stage together at the same time, just doing the opening presentation and welcoming people, and that was so awesome to see.
It really was.
Those three together. I'm putting aside the intense competition between them. For a moment.
Yeah, I almost did a screen grab because I thought I was hallucinating. So
yeah,
no, it was really nice. It was a really nice moment. Yeah, for sure.
I've seen that picture online everywhere. They're talking about the Game Awards, right? That's kind of been the image to represent the Game Awards for this year. So it was pretty cool. And the other thing I really liked was just how humble a lot of the devs were in their acceptance speeches. Like a lot of the time they were really recognizing others in the community, others that they're working with, and their peers, and it was just a big industry love-in. And
I mean, I know you said you weren't watching previous years. Last year there was a couple of train wrecks of acceptance speeches that came through, and nothing like that this time. I thought it was really nice. And like you said, humble is a really good word for it. A lot of people were just happy to be there, happy the fact that they have this platform. In these award ceremonies that's actually going on, that actually celebrating the gaming. It's new enough that everyone's just really happy just to, be a part of it, sort of thing, I think.
Some of our other favorite moments from the show?
Okay, so the moment they showed Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 for Switch, which is a Switch exclusive, which makes me so happy that they're just bringing one out. I cannot wait. I played the other two to death. Spoiler alert for my 6-year-old, she's getting a Switch for Christmas. So I'm getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance when it comes out, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. And that will actually, getting the Switch will complete my, this generation's console collection. So it's the only thing I don't have. So, I'm very excited for that. I loved those games, right? It's like an isometric top-down RPG with every single Marvel character you can think of, and I love that because it's gaming and they have a different license for that, so they can include folks that, you know, outside of the movies, the MCU stuff, right? You can have the X-Men and the you know, the Avengers and things like that. I cannot wait. I'm very excited for that.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that. I haven't played the previous ones. Is there co-op in that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I was watching it. I know you're a big fan of those, and I was looking at it going, man, maybe this is the replacement for Marvel Heroes Omega.
Yes.
That we lost sadly last year. Yeah. We put tons of hours into that. But then, nothing against the Switch. It's a great console, but the online component for Switch is not as mature as some of the others.
Correct.
So I'm not sure how that'll work, but
we'll figure it out. It's worth figuring out.
Switches, so this could be pretty cool.
Yeah,
so.
Agreed.
So another thing that they revealed that kind of leaked ahead of time, if you were paying attention to the gaming news, was a new Far Cry. Ubisoft actually teased that there was a Far Cry announcement coming, and sure enough, we got a trailer for Far Cry New Dawn, which actually it seems like takes place, like is almost a direct sequel to Far Cry 5.
Yes.
They actually spoiled the ending of Far Cry 5, and we haven't played it yet, so I was like, guys... Yeah. Spoiler alert. But anyway, but the big thing with this is they announced February 15th as the release date.
Yeah, it's soon. It's coming soon.
That is really quick, which concerns me a little bit that we've seen like nothing and then they're going to throw it out that quickly. But you know, I've really enjoyed all the other Far Cry games to this point. So
yeah. I'm sure news, videos, screen grabs, and all that sort of fun stuff is going to come in droves. Very shortly, because again, it's February 15th. It is soon.
And then another trailer that we saw, this time for a game we've already heard a fair amount for, but was Anthem.
Yes.
Now, they did an Anthem trailer. What was interesting about this, it was more of a story trailer. We've seen a lot of sort of combat and that kind of stuff, but this was more showing us some of the story. What did you think?
It made me more excited for it again. What had happened, you know, we've seen a lot of Anthem, and then I kind of got stale on it, to be quite honest with you. I'm like, it's another one of these. Just show me something different, and I hadn't feel like they'd shown me anything different yet until this story trailer. So yeah, I you know, color me intrigued again.
Yeah.
I'd like to see more. It definitely left me wanting to see more.
I'm just like, please be good. Please be good. Please be good.
Right.
We'll see when it comes out. I hope they knock it out of the park. Because I'm really looking forward to it.
Don't be Destiny. Don't be Destiny.
Yeah,
don't be
yeah. Well, you know what? Destiny was great. It just didn't have a lot of staying power for me.
Exactly. And that's the key thing about these types of games is staying power. Have a solid end game.
Yeah.
You know, because that's the whole point of these games. I mean, play through it. You got your story. You got your gameplay. Okay, but I mean, you and I, we can kill that in a few days. You know what I mean? Like we go to that pretty quickly. Have a strong end game, and I feel like you know, the only thing I can relate that to or bring it back to is the Division, right? Which hundreds of hours that you and I have put into the Division, and most of that was endgame. You know, and that talk about staying power. So that's what I'm hoping for, because I really want to like this. Exactly, I really want to like it, and I really want to pick it up.
Now, one of the advantages of watching a video game award shows is even all the commercials are for video games. And my favorite commercial of the night was for Crackdown 3, Terry Crews, a one-man commercial.
God, I love that dude. I love that dude. Terry Crews is my hero. I love that guy.
If you haven't seen it, check it out online. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube pretty easily. Terry Crews, Crackdown 3 commercial. Lots of fun.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about, because this gets me excited, was the surprise Mortal Kombat 11 trailer. What? What did you say? Just when you think they couldn't make it any bloodier. Wow, that was crazy. Obviously, a CG type trailer. But ew, you know, really gory, really nasty. I'm really interested, and I can't wait. NetherRealm Studio really know what they're doing, and they really came out of the gates with the Injustice series.
Yep.
Right, and you know they're playing that in esports now as well. So they know how to make a game. They know how to make a fighting game.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait.
Yeah. And if you like Mortal Kombat 10 was just released on Xbox Game Pass. So if you have that, you can get it for free.
Yes.
Next up, another trailer. They showed us another trailer for Rage 2.
Yes.
And all I can say is it looks insane and insanely fun.
Yes, it does. I kind of question their choice in music, but other than that, the gameplay looks sick. I love it. I want to get my hands on this.
Yeah, just crazy first-person shooter action, just ridiculous weapons and explosions and stuff. I mean, everything you'd want.
This post-apocalyptic world. It looks like you got lots of vehicles in it as well to travel around this what appeared to be this open world with different sections attached to it. But the fact that they have this, Mad Max-esque bladed boomerang, I'm hooked, sold, sign me up, take my money.
So it was a good show. Lots of cool stuff. As I guess kind of expected, Red Dead Redemption 2 did sweep many of the awards. It won a lot.
I was kind of surprised, to be honest with you. But also, I mean, you kind of saw it coming, but it was up against some stiff competition.
It was,
and it still took it. And I really liked that they had the musical interlude that they did. It's kind of like the montage of all the different music in the game.
Yeah.
Because for those who have played it, which is most of us, even riding the horse from A to B and music kicks in, you just put on the cinematic camera and enjoy. Yeah. I mean, it goes really well with the game. I thought they did fantastic.
Actually, that was another really cool moment before, I think it was right before they did the Game of the Year award. They did one medley of the music from all the games that were up for Game of the Year.
Yes.
And it was fantastic just to go through and listen to the music from each one and the way they transitioned. They had a live orchestra there doing it. It was very, very cool.
And quick shout out to my boy from Weezer, Rivers, who was there to present. That made me very happy. I'm a huge Weezer fan. So, anyways,
and Red Dead won a lot of awards. I know we were both rooting for what was my personal pick of Game of the Year, which was God of War.
Yes.
And it lost to Red Dead for a lot of awards.
Like 3 or 4 things,
several
I was kind of surprised.
But in the end, God of War did win a few awards, including Best Game Direction, Best Action Adventure Game, and God of War got the coveted Game of the Year award.
Yes, and I wasn't sure, I was on the fence on who I really wanted, but as soon as they announced God of War and I jumped up and yelled yes, I'm like, okay, I guess I kind of wanted them to go, because that's a phenomenal game. Just so good. Narrative is beyond amazing. Really enjoyed it, and I love the guy who plays Kratos as well.
Yeah, Christopher Judge.
Yes.
Yeah. But overall, a great show. Very long. But like I say, online you can find all the winners and all the various trailers. I mean, there's much more than even we've just picked out our highlights here. There was way more to it. But if we went through everything, we'd be here for 3 hours.
Exactly.
We don't want to be. We want to get going. Coming right up, our developer shoutout.
So the developer shoutout is part of the show here where we talk about a developer, shocking, but one that we like and one that we want to show some love to, basically to try and offset some of the hate that these devs get on a regular basis anytime they do anything. So we want to show the support of the silent majority, and this week the developer shoutout is to Rockstar.
All right.
So, and I was contemplating this one because Rockstar is a huge company. They get a lot of love. But with the online beta for Red Dead, you're going to see a ton of just nasty stuff of people complaining. So I wanted to make sure we gave our shout out to Rockstar. I think not only have they done this amazing job with an amazing game, Red Dead 2, but also, their future support of these games. Again, I mentioned last week, GTA Online has been going since 2013, 5 years that they've been supporting this. And people don't realize, I mean, that takes a lot to do, you know, and I'm confident in saying that they'll be supporting Red Dead Online for the next 5 years as well. So big shout out to Rockstar. Thank you so much for putting together this phenomenal game and giving us the comfort that, you know, you're going to be supporting your online for this for years to come. So great job, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, they are, they're a dev that does things a little differently from most others. And what I mean by that is they will just work on a game and put as much resources towards it as they need to until it's done.
Yes.
Right? They really are willing to just take their time and put whatever they need to into it. Like, they don't release a lot of games.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's 5 or more years between releases, and they take the time and they make these massive, highly detailed, very polished games. And they sell a ton, right? And they make a ton of money, and that allows them to continue to work on this long cycle.
They'll make 5 years worth of salaries for everybody, so they can spend the next 5 years with the next one.
GTA 5 has sort of ridiculous number of copies, right? So, and I expect Red Dead Redemption 2 will do a lot.
Yeah, and not to speculate too much, but I doubt you'll see another Rockstar game until the next generation of consoles, probably 2+ years in.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, most likely. So yeah, great games by a dev that really takes the time to put a lot of love and a lot of polish into their games, and we want to say that we appreciate it. We notice it, we recognize it, and we appreciate it. So yeah, thank you, Rockstar.
I do have one quick question.
Okay.
Rockstar, if Dutch took in Arthur when Arthur was a boy, why does Dutch look younger than Arthur? I don't get it. Help me.
So, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon to be notified when we post new videos. And you can also follow us on Facebook or Twitter, and we'll post there when there's new videos too.
And remember, we want to hear from you. So please leave a comment or question under this video. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like, or let us know what you'd like to see, or ask any questions. And we'll try to respond to everybody and maybe even incorporate some of your questions and suggestions in a future video, i.e. Corey Insurgent. Thank you, buddy.
Yep, but for now, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Live from New York. Wrong cold open. Okay. What do I need to be doing?
Slightly to your left, just shift it up. Fix it in post. Where we provide the latest news and information in video games without all the negativity. There. Try that again.